Hello everyone! I know it may look as if I'm forgetting the channel, but I promise I'm just really busy and can only work on it in a little free time I have. By the way, funny story. My video about magnets in vaccines was blocked by YouTube on my Italian channel, and the justification was that I was spreading misinformation, as if I was saying the exact opposite of what I was actually saying. Anyway, the message was, and still is, go get vaccinated if you can, please. And it will help unlock the world. Anyway, after saying this, I would like to finally talk a bit about patriarchy. I don't want to start by defining it, though. I would like to start by saying what it is not. So hopefully, if among my few viewers there are anti-feminists, Jordan Petersonists, or simply anyone who feels attacked when they hear the word patriarchy, we might start from a mutual foundation and build from there. So, patriarchy is not a control system against women in which men are superior and have all the advantages, while women suffer and get all the disadvantages. No feminist who knows what they are talking about would ever claim or has ever claimed that men have only an easy life, while women are just poor victims. It goes way beyond that. Those are just mischaracterizations. If you have ever watched the movie The Red Pill and you were shocked by the terrible things men have to go through, I'd like to inform you that that movie is, although unwillingly, a wonderful confirmation of patriarchy. It only attacks a pathetic feminism perpetrated by ignorant people, otherwise known as YouTube and Facebook feminism. Hopefully that is now clear. Let's see what is patriarchy. As it often happens, the perversion of the understanding of a term is wrong, but starts from a correct idea, at least at the very bottom. Patriarchy is a system founded by men. Why men? Because they have the social and legislative power to create the system and the rules that, directly or indirectly, still affect our society. The word patriarchy is made up by pater, which means father, and the final chi indicates a ruling system. This does not imply concepts as better or worse, though. It's like monarchy. It's a ruling system at the top of which there is a monarch. Doesn't mean that it is good or bad. It's just what it is. It simply means that men created the habits and the laws and the system. No one is implying, though, that being at the top of the ruling system only has perks. Men have historically established a society in which the roles of men and women are established simply by their sex. And this has caused, throughout the centuries, the establishment of a certain type of behaviors, habits, perceptions. The typical example used to prove that men don't always have an easy life is childcare during divorce. Now, I haven't found the data relating to the US about what I'm going to say, so I will just use the same data I used for Italy. However, I'd be surprised if these percentages were significantly different. In Italy and in other countries, mothers tend to get children much more frequently than fathers. Even more frequently, though, children are given to both parents. Fathers are not forgot, as it is often claimed. Anyway, I am interested in sole custody here. In 2018, among the 47,364 minors of divorced couples, 2,707 have been given to the mother, while only 426 to the father. Is this proof that patriarchy does not exist because fathers do not get their children as often as mothers? No, it only proves that, for whatever reason, our judicial system tends to think that mothers should have the children more often than fathers. The only American statistics that I could find about this is that in 51% of the cases, both parents think that the mother should have the sole custody. The issue, however, is more complicated than what it may sound. It's not like judges are being fooled by social conditioning, not only at least. The reason for this perception is that often mothers are the better parent. And I'm not talking about some spiritual attachment here or anything related to feeling closer because the kid lived 9 months in the womb or anything like that. I am talking about patriarchy. Again, in our society, especially the most traditionalist ones, fathers are often forced to work longer because men are seen as the breadwinners. Because of this, fathers tend to spend less time with their kids, are more tired when they're home, and always thanks to patriarchal habits, they tend to show their feelings less, even at an age in which the kids need emotions to learn how to become adults. And fathers also feel more free to spend less time with the kids, maybe to pursue their own personal goals, which is perfectly fine. But in many societies, this is seen as the role of the father, while the mother parents for both. Several studies show the positive effects of an active presence of a father and how kids grow happier and healthier when fathers are more excited and positive to be with their kids. This data is often used to say that the mere presence of fathers improves the outcome of a child, as if it was the penis to solve everything. No, all of these studies indicate how the active effort to be a good father helps kids in their growth. Careless and absent fathers who simply live underneath the same roof are as effective, if not less, as fathers who leave for whatever reason. There is a lot to say about how the future success of a person depends on the presence of a father and why, and how much this can also relate to the presence of a mother. It would be too simplistic to reduce everything to a masculine presence. Suffice to say that children need role models, regardless of them being men, women, males, or females. They need to understand, to see some behaviors from their parents. One parent shows how to best behave in some circumstances, and the other parent show how to best behave in other circumstances. And both can show how behaviors can be different, depending on habits and perspectives. As I said, there is much more to say about it, and I don't want to go too much on a tangent. Let me just add that it is idiotic to reject homosexuality or homosexual marriage by claiming my child wouldn't understand, as we will see in the future. Going back to patriarchy as a system, we have tons of examples showing how, on a very superficial level, women have a better life than men have a better life than women, but they're all very narrow-minded examples. The key point is that we are talking about a system established in a traditionalist society, ruled by men, and imposing roles and behaviors on both men and women, thus causing advantages and disadvantages to both, simply because of their sex, which forces them into a gendered box. The fight against patriarchy does not start from the assumption that men have a great life and women suffer. Therefore, it is pointless to show how women commit suicide less than men, or get more custody, or don't have to pay during a date. None of this is an answer to the real criticism. The fight against patriarchy starts from a desire for equality, for a society in which both parents have the same chances to work and show affection to their children, in accordance to their own personalities and circumstances, not to their sex or gender, and without being judged if mothers earn more than fathers. Only such a society can give children to the most deserving parent. Only a society that does not look into the worker's underwear can lift some responsibilities and issues, and the financial perks coming with them, from the shoulders of men, so that they can share all of that with women in a fair manner, thus also redistributing the number of suicides and work-related injuries, ideally also lowering the total. A society that does not associate women with cleanliness and men with dirt will be fine with women working in sewers and in all sorts of trades without feeling harassed by men who feel peer pressured into harassing women who don't mind working with their hands. If we get into a society in which it is not only normal, but not even noticed, if it is a man or a woman the one who works the most and the one who has to be covered in makeup, it will also be normal to share the bill of a date so that two people can focus on dialogue, mutual interests, enjoying time together, and not how much one has in their wallet and how the other should repay for an expensive dinner. What do you think? Am I missing anything? Is it clear as mud? Let me know by subscribing, ringing the bell, sharing this video in the best and worst misogynist and misanthropist groups, and comment, because I appreciate every feedback, even negative, contrary to the church.